All right, you want him or don't you? Would you like to have him or wouldn't you? We're talking about DeSean Jackson, released by the Eagles. Now, in our conversation with our pal John Clayton on his Friday visit, which you can catch on the podcast page, he speculated, Bob, that DeSean Jackson's fate in terms of where he's going to go will probably be decided this weekend. So you don't have a whole lot of time to think about it. Do you want him or don't you?
I want him if Pete Carroll and John Schneider want him, because that means that they feel pretty certain about what kind of guy that they're bringing in. I don't think that there's no part of me that believes they'd bring in a divisive figure. If they thought he was going to have a negative impact on what they already have going, I don't think they would spend any amount of energy pursuing it. Now, if they bring him in and somehow, some way, and it's a huge hypothetical because he wants a lot of money, Seahawks don't have a lot of money to spend, but if that were to happen, they could convince him to take whatever it is they're offering and he's going to become part of what they do here, then I believe in them and I believe in the leadership that they have in the locker room with Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson. I don't think those guys would allow anybody from the outside to come into this locker room and be anything other than a productive or positive individual in there. So I don't fear any of the baggage, although I'm not a fan of it. I've ripped this guy many times. I'm not a fan of who he's been or what he's done. But if everybody determined, hey, he's good, we're going to sign him, then I believe in them more than I believe in him as an individual.
I have a different opinion on this one, although I don't think they're going to come to that conclusion. I don't think that he's a guy that, because of the situation that they're in right now, that they need to take the risk on him, and it's a risk in a lot of ways. I do believe in leadership in the locker room, but you're talking about a guy who's a 6-year veteran here, not a guy who's just been around for a year or two, not a guy who's going to let a second or third-year quarterback, I don't think, tell him what to do necessarily. He's had issues, and I'm not talking about the stuff that popped up today, but the issues in terms of contract and things like that. And to me, I just can't get past the red flags. The idea of the Eagles, who last year made the playoffs, this was their most productive player, arguably, on the team, and they decided, you know what, we want to go forward without you. It was different, I think, when the Seahawks were looking at guys like Marshawn Lynch back in the past and everything like that, when they were trying to build something here, or willing to take those chances on guys. This is a chance I just don't think at the end of the day they have to take, even though I, like you, completely trust in their judgment. If they did it, that's fine. I mean, they've earned the respect of everyone who follows the Seahawks. Say, well, these guys must know what they're doing. But boy, I just assume not fool with this guy, spend the money on an offensive lineman, draft a receiver, and move away from him.
Yeah, but boy, you look at his ability, and
he's amazing.
You get excited about what he could do for this team. You're looking for a return guy to fill the spot. Golden Tate left vacant. You're looking for a receiver. He's your deep threat, whereas Percy's more of a guy who's a run after the catch, kind of a hybrid running back, slot receiver guy. He's your true deep threat. Doesn't have the big size that some people are looking for, but you look at him just as an athlete and what he's capable of doing. It'd be pretty exciting, but again, it's all about Pete and John and the leadership in that locker room for me.
And Pete and John, I'm with you on that. If they want him, welcome to town.